Now I want to look at taking some of the layout on these individual slides and altering it a little bit. In particular, the slide for the comparison. Now remember, I can use my mouse and come over here and just click on that slide and be taken right to it. If you look here, this preset layout has given me 5 boxes on the screen. I'm not going to mess with my title positioning here because that matches the other slides. But these here are a little close against my topics for each one. And again, you'll see red lines appear that help you keep things laid out so that they match other things on the screen or that they're centered, things like that. Notice now the top of this box is aligned with the top of the one to the left. Okay, and I can do all the normal type of formatting. I'll bump this up a bit and maybe even take this and make it more into a square. Same thing here. There I use size 32. I'll do the same here. And shrink the text box a bit so that we get a bit of a word wrap. I can always work with alignment. In this case, I'm going to center align so that inside of my box, things are more center aligned. And then at this point, I can just move these. If I hover to the edge of the text box, I get a icon that shows me moving it. And of course, we know that the lines will help me lay things out and keep things aligned with other items on the screen. So here I'm going to go to the left there with the red line on the left, and the up and down horizontal lines will put me in alignment with the other text box. Okay, I may have the sizing slightly off on those. I do. This one is a 30. I want this at 32, which it will do if I make this box a little larger. There we are. So now I can align these. Okay, so in addition, of course, to sizing and style, we know that anytime we have text in any of these Microsoft products, I can certainly choose all kinds of different fonts. So we could do that here too with Times there and Cambria here. Okay, I'm going to undo those. We don't want to alter those just right yet. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to just undo those. So now we can also see that at any moment we want to just change the layout, we can just simply grab the item on the screen and drag. Okay, now let's look at another very important feature, a common thing that's done in PowerPoint, which is to insert an image. We have text here, and we've taken the text and we've laid it out in such a way across separate slides and even some different layouts on the slides to help us present this text a little easier so that your audience can follow along on a screen. Another thing that helps out are contextual things like an image. In other words, we want to show some of the things that we're talking about. Let's do that. Over here on this desktop slide, let's go ahead and take our content area, which is a bulleted list, and I'm going to shrink this so that it takes up the left side of our slide. And notice that when I did that, PowerPoint resized the text so it would fit inside here. Now at this point, I have a free area over here on the right. What I would like to do now is to come here to Insert, our Insert tab, and I want to insert an image. So I have a couple of images ready to go. We know from other Microsoft 365 products you can also have some stock images that are available. Okay, and here I have a folder with some images in it. Since we are on the desktop slide, I'm going to choose this image of a desktop here and open that. And here we have an image of a person looking at a desktop computer. Let's just take this and we can do all the normal things we normally would do in, say, Word. And we can resize this image and move it to where we want. It's in its own container. Let's go ahead and have it sit at the top aligned with the bulleted list. Great. Let's go to our next slide, which is the laptop. I will do a similar thing, except I'll do it on the other side of the screen. So I'll move this bulleted list to the right. And then here I can come and insert an image from this device. Browse to my laptop image that I have here. Move this to position. And I can align it down, say a little lower, and resize it so it's a bit smaller. It fits a little better on the slide. Great. Okay, down here, I'm going to wait on any images for this. What is the best choice? I have an image that could work there. Let's move this back over to the left so I have some room. And then I will again insert a picture from this device. And I have a laptop versus desktop picture, which I can resize and make it a little smaller to fit. And then I'm going to actually get that aligned at the top as well. Again, size this out so it's a little larger. And finally, on this slide here, I will use another picture that I can insert, which is again just showing the two types that we're comparing. There's on the screen a laptop and a desktop. And I'm just going to put that in the center. Somewhere here in the center. Maybe size it up just a touch. There. So now when we come down through our slides, we have a few things in there. We could certainly add more. This is just a very basic presentation to show you how to put these elements in. And notice that everything is in its own sort of container, if you will. They can be moved around, resized as you need to on the slides. When it comes time to making more slides, you can choose a new blank slide with a different layout, or you can duplicate a slide. That can save some time because you may be using the same layout as the previous slide. Okay, let's take a look at one last thing to do here. We are looking at slides that just have a very basic black text using Calibri, which is the default, on a white background. We've now done a little bit of layout and some sizing, and we have placed a few images. PowerPoint is used as an engaging application to get your viewers to really look at what you're trying to present. So there's a lot of tools to get the styling to a level that's engaging. One of them is to use themes. Now, if I come here to the Design tab, you will see, let me make sure my ribbon, yes, okay, my ribbon's expanded. You will see a theme selector here. We've seen this in other applications in styles, where you can choose cell styles or text styling presets. If I click this pull down here, you see a whole number of different types of preset themes. Again, I can customize these themes, but sometimes it's quick and easy just to use what PowerPoint has offered to me. When you're looking at these themes, it is showing a set of colors in the bottom. Those are the colors of the themes. Those may be text colors or background fills that are used. That's sort of the color palette. And then you will see the background of each slide and the font default for the theme. So everything is somewhat preset, but then of course you can change it as you use a theme to customize it further for you. I'm just going to choose this celestial theme down here. Now, in choosing a theme, it applies to all the slides. Watch what happens when I select celestial. I have one slide selected on the left, but it has now taken my slides, applied this theme to all of them, including some layout choices, font choices, background choices. So now when I go down through my slide, it does look different. A lot of the initial placement that I've created has remained the same, but some of the sizing of text has gotten a little different. And we can certainly go through and make different edits to that. I may just right now move down my bullet points here in favor of having my topics a little bit more over and getting away from the title. So that was just very quick change I made there. I'm going to arrow down through. We can see that the text sizing here could be bumped up on all the slides. And we get to our last slide. So you can see that there are themes that can be applied. They apply right away to the entire slideshow, and then individually on each slide I can make other changes. Now you may have also noticed on the right here the designer window has appeared a number of times as I'm working. This designer area gives you other options, specific options to the slide only. So if I decided this very last slide I wanted to change it to say this design that's being offered to me, all I do is click on that. That changes this one slide. So my other slides in the show have not been altered by that. Everything is still using the same theme, but you then get some other options using the designer feature to change the layout. For instance, on this second to last slide, notice this second option here is sort of a reversed layout. I can click that. So as you go along, there's some individual offers for styling that appear over here in the designer window. Okay, so we've just created a basic PowerPoint presentation. We have initiated a new PowerPoint presentation using Microsoft 365. We're familiar with the Home and the Insert tabs, and we've also just used the Design tab to get our content in there and do some initial layout. And then as we went, we added new slides, and we have created individual slides that we can move through as we present our content. Our content is now separated into pieces, which is easy for the audience to take in as you go along. And as we move through, we can see that we can use the arrow key to then get to our final slide. So there is the introduction to PowerPoint and the steps for creating a basic PowerPoint presentation.